The spectral forest shimmered, an ethereal tapestry of silver birch and luminous moss, perpetually bathed in the soft, spectral glow of unseen moonbeams. Its heart pulsed with ancient magic, a silent symphony woven from rustling leaves and whispering winds. For centuries, the forest had stood as a barrier between the mortal realm and the whispering expanse, a land of shifting shadows and forgotten entities. Its guardians were a reclusive order known as the Lumina, their lives dedicated to maintaining the forest's integrity. Anya, barely 20 summers old, was one of the youngest Lumina. Her silver hair, like the birch bark around her, cascaded down her back, and her eyes held the soft luminescence of the forest floor on a moonless night. She had been chosen for her innate connection to the forest's magic, a sensitivity to its subtle shifts and murmurs that was rare even among the Lumina. Elder Alara, the matriarch of the order, a woman whose face was etched with the wisdom of countless seasons, had been Anya's mentor. Alara had taught her the ancient ways, how to listen to the heartbeat of the trees, how to weave wards from moonlight and dew, and most importantly, how to understand the delicate balance that held the spectral forest and the whispering expanse apart. "The forest is not merely trees and shadows, Anya," Alara had often said, her voice a low, resonant hum. "It is a living entity, breathing with the magic of the first world. Our duty is to be its lungs, its eyes, its unwavering protectors." For years, their existence had been one of quiet vigilance. They patrolled the forest's borders, mending any tears in the veil, soothing restless spirits that occasionally drifted from the expanse, and ensuring no mortal strayed too deep into its enchanted depths. The forest, in return, provided for their needs, offering sustenance and shelter within its mystical embrace. But lately, a disquiet had settled over the spectral forest. The luminous moss flickered erratically, the whispering winds carried undertones of unease, and a palpable chill permeated the air, even on the warmest nights. The veil separating their world from the whispering expanse felt thin, stretched taut, as if something was trying to break through. Elder Alara, her brow furrowed with worry, called a council of the Lumina. The air in their secluded grove, usually vibrant with the forest's magic, felt heavy with apprehension. "The balance is shifting," Alara announced, her voice grave. "I have felt a growing pressure against our wards, a darkness stirring in the expanse unlike anything I have encountered before." The Lumina exchanged worried glances. The whispering expanse was a realm best left undisturbed, a chaotic swirl of half-formed thoughts and ancient, unknowable energies. A breach could have catastrophic consequences, not just for the spectral forest, but potentially for the mortal world beyond. Alara revealed a prophecy, passed down through generations of Lumina, speaking of a shadow blight, a creeping darkness that sought to consume all light and life. The prophecy foretold that the blight would first attempt to infiltrate the mortal realm through the spectral forest, testing the strength of its guardians. "We must strengthen our defenses," Alara declared. "Anya, your connection to the forest is strong. I need you to venture to the heartwood, the oldest tree in the forest. Its roots draw directly from the first magic. If we can tap into its power, we may be able to reinforce the veil." The heartwood stood deep within the forest's core, a place few Lumina ever visited. It was said to hum with raw magic, potent and unpredictable. Anya, though daunted by the task, knew she had to obey. The fate of the forest, perhaps even the world, rested on their ability to withstand this encroaching darkness. Guided by the faint, pulsing light of the forest, Anya journeyed towards the heartwood. The familiar path seemed different now, the shadows deeper, the whispers more insistent. She felt a prickling sensation on her skin, as if unseen eyes were watching her. Finally, she reached the heartwood. It was a colossal birch, its trunk wider than any she had ever seen, its silver bark etched with glowing runes. A soft, ethereal light emanated from its branches, reaching towards the spectral canopy. As she placed her hands on its cool, smooth bark, a surge of pure magic coursed through her, a symphony of ancient power resonating within her very being. But as she began to draw upon the heartwood's energy, a shadowy figure emerged from the depths of the forest. It was tall and gaunt, its form indistinct, wreathed in swirling darkness. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent red light, and a chilling gust of wind accompanied its presence. "So," the figure rasped, its voice like the grinding of stones, "the guardians tremble. The veil weakens. The blight hungers." Anya felt a wave of fear wash over her, but she stood her ground, the heartwood's magic flowing through her veins. This was the shadow blight, the entity from the prophecy. It had found her. "The forest will not fall," Anya declared, her voice stronger than she thought possible. "We will not let the darkness consume our world." The shadow blight lunged, its shadowy claws reaching for her. Anya closed her eyes, focusing all her will, all her connection to the spectral forest, channeling the Heartwood's power. A blinding light erupted from her, pushing back the darkness, forcing the blight to recoil with a hiss. The battle raged within the heart of the forest. Anya, empowered by the ancient magic, fought with the ferocity of a cornered creature. She wove shields of light, summoned tendrils of luminous moss to ensnare her foe, and called upon the whispering winds to buffet the blight. The blight, in turn, lashed out with tendrils of shadow, attempting to corrupt the forest's magic and overwhelm Anya. The Heartwood pulsed with increasing intensity, its light growing brighter with each of Anya's defenses. She realized that the forest itself was fighting alongside her, its ancient power resonating with her own. Finally, with a surge of energy drawn from the deepest roots of the Heartwood, Anya unleashed a wave of pure light that struck the shadow blight directly. The shadowy figure shrieked, its form flickering and dissolving, until only a wisp of darkness remained, which the forest seemed to absorb and neutralize. Exhausted but triumphant, Anya leaned against the Heartwood, feeling its steady pulse reassuring her. The disquiet in the forest had lessened, the luminous moss glowed with renewed vigor, and the whispering winds carried a melody of peace. When Anya returned to the Lumina's grove, Elder Alara and the others could see the change in her. She was no longer just a young initiate, but a warrior, her eyes holding the unwavering light of the Heartwood. "You have faced the blight and prevailed," Alara said, her voice filled with pride. "The forest is safe for now." Anya knew that the threat of darkness might never be fully extinguished. But she also knew that as long as the Lumina remained vigilant, as long as they nurtured their connection with the spectral forest, they would stand as an unyielding barrier against the shadows. Moral of the story: true strength lies not just in power, but in the deep connections we forge and the unwavering dedication we have to protect what we hold sacred. Even in the face of overwhelming darkness, unity, courage, and a profound understanding of the forces around us can illuminate the path to resilience and triumph.